Monday, August 15th. This is Jaguars Happy Hour. Jaguars Happy Hour is brought to you by Jet Home Loans. And now, Jacksonville's best broadcasting team and J.P. Shadrick.
I get reminded on social media all the time. Welcome in. It's Jaguars Happy Hour for the first time in the 2022 season on a Monday. J.P. Shadrick with you, and a busy show ahead for the next 2 hours. Pro Football Hall of Fame left tackle Tony Boselli is here. CBS Sports senior writer Pete Prisco is not. He's in South Florida. He's with us live, though. Training camp continues. Preseason week 2 coming up. The Pittsburgh Steelers come to town. And then we'll listen in live to Doug Pederson's press conference this afternoon. Just after 5 o'clock, the Jaguars practice under the lights in the stadium tonight, closed to the public, but we'll hear from Coach Pederson, react to that coming up. All right, here we are. Welcome back, Tony, and congratulations for the 17 millionth time.
Yeah, it's back to normal, back here. Excited, Monday nights. I mean, how many years have we been doing this
Is
show?
this 8 now? 7, 8, Pete? What is this?
Yeah, I think it's 7 years. I think this is our 7th year because we started doing it right after I got booted from my show. So I think it's been about 7 years.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they still let us do it every year.
I know, right?
That's
especially with what Pete says sometimes,
which I love and can't wait. I'm excited this year about the show. I'm excited about the team. We'll get into all that. Doug Pederson, best. We talk all offseason. What was the best free agent move? The best move was hiring Doug Pederson by far. Coming off the Hall of Fame, it was great. Great having Pete up there. Great having you up there, JP. Joe was up there. We had a good time.
Pete, what was the highlight for you of Hall of Fame week?
Well, before we get into the Hall of Fame week, I just want to say it's going to be hard for me this year. I'm not going to fire somebody every single week like we did last year.
Yeah,
I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. It was so much fun firing that guy every week.
Yeah, Pete sharpened the guillotine every week on this show.
Oh, it was beautiful. And you know what? As it turned out, I was right. And Tony would sit there. He couldn't say anything. He was like,
I was trying to play the good guy, Pete.
Yeah, well, we know better than that. No,
Fair.
It was a great week. And what was the highlight up there? Just being there. I mean, it was fun. I mean, sitting in the crowd, sitting behind Tom and Dan Edwards and, Mike Perkins and with Jeff Prosser and Dan and Frank Frangie, we had a blast. It was outstanding. And, I pointed over at one point when Tony was waiting there and I looked over at, I think it was Prosser and Higgin, or Frank, and I said, he's getting nervous. You're getting a little nervous. At one point, you were nervous. About 3 speeches in, you were getting a little nervous. Correct?
I actually was never that nervous about the speech. I really wasn't. I was nervous about getting up there because my back was absolutely killing me, and I didn't want to limp and barely make it.
You'd have been like half the guys that are up there.
Yeah, but I'm younger. I didn't want to be that. There will be a day when I'm like that, but I wasn't right now. And but the speech, I didn't get that nervous. I mean, I thought about it quite a bit, obviously, from the time and practiced, and got ready for it. And but once I got up there, it was great.
I thought about this later, Pete and Tony. You're hearing the other speeches. You're sitting out there listening to the other speeches. You know what you're going to say. Some of these guys might say similar things early. Did you think about that during those other speeches?
During Richard Seymour's, because he said a couple things. I'm like, hey, that's kind of what I'm saying about my family. So, but it doesn't matter.
It stands alone.
Yeah. I mean, and for me, it was more about the people that were there, or the few people that couldn't make it that I'm super close to. That's who I was talking to, and them and Jaguar fans. And so the rest of it didn't really, not that it didn't matter, but that was the priority for me, and making sure I communicated how important all those people were to me, and to be getting there, and the fans and my teammates and coaches and family and friends. So that, I think the only thing is, I could have gone on a lot longer.
Yeah, sure.
And because and obviously that night, Saturday night, all you guys were there, and I was able to share a few more thoughts. And but it was great. It was great having everyone up there, and it was a good time.
I'm surprised you don't have the jacket on. Like, do you wear that elsewhere?
Come on.
What's going on?
If he wore the jacket, how much abuse would he get? If he wore
I'm just curious. I was fully kind of half expecting him to walk in
with me on the other side over here. There's no way he's wearing the jacket
with a T-shirt and the jacket on.
Could you imagine if I would have worn that thing? I mean,
oh no,
no. There's no chance I'm wearing that thing.
By the way,
I'll wear that. You know, the ring ceremony is going to be here October 9th against the Texans. I'll wear it for that. And certain team events where appropriate, I'll wear it. So, you know, special occasions.
So Starbucks in the morning? Yeah, why not?
No.
By the way, JP, a couple things. I thought one, and JP won't understand this because he's not married, but Tony, the way you and your wife talked about each other, first you up on the podium and then her at your event, you could tell that she's been every step of the way, every single step of the way. And you could tell the appreciation for the two of you and everything that you've accomplished, because you didn't do it by yourself. And anybody who's been around football, and you know, we live lives that are like, okay, in July, here we go, and there you go. And, you know, it's all part of that. And I thought that you guys were great at describing each other and how much each other has been meant to you guys. So that was the best part of it for me.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, Pete, because it's true. I mean, and your description of what it is, what it means to be involved in this league, you know, as a player. I mean, you guys know it from the media side. I mean, it's all consuming, starting now until, you know, hopefully Super Bowl. For Pete, it is the Super Bowl regardless, because he's a national guy, and I'll be working until the Super Bowl with Westwood One. Hopefully,
you're a media guy too, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's what you are now.
That's exactly right. And but as a player, it's even. And see, JP, you didn't get me. You tried.
I got you because you noticed it. Yeah.
No, but I admit it. I didn't fight it. But as a player, it's even more, because you live and die with every week. And, you know, in the media, for all of us, I mean, JP, you and I care about the Jags,
absolutely.
Win or lose it.
Sure.
And we want them to win. Pete Lesk, he's a national guy, but still tied to the organization because he's the first beat writer of this team. But if it doesn't go well, we might be upset, but we're going to go home and life will go on. As a player, if it doesn't go well, it affects, at least in my case.
It could affect job security for you.
Well, it impacted my family because of what kind of attitude I was going to have. And my wife put up with all of that. And I think to be really good at football, you have to be extremely selfish. And the world revolved around me in football season. Everything. Like what our kids did, what she did, what my availability to help, which was very little, when I needed to sleep, when I wanted to eat. And she was a rock star. And she has been since we met in college and dated and through football and post retirement and everything else. So that was important, that part of the speech, and I really do appreciate Pete bringing it up, because that was really important to me to make sure that was communicated clearly.
By the way, at your event, you signaled me out for helping you get there, but of course you couldn't help yourself. Where is he? You can't see him. The little guy, he's short guy. I mean, and then I said something to you afterwards, and you said, "Well, you would have taken shots at me." Absolutely, I would have. 100%.
It was true. You were standing behind like three people, and you couldn't see you from the stage. It was true.
I was just over there sipping my beer, enjoying the speech, and he had where's the little guy? You can't see him. And by the way, as the years go on, I think I do shrink a little bit more and more.
So funny. No, but Pete, I was curious, and we didn't get the hard thing for me before I asked Pete the question. The hard part for me was I didn't get to spend as much time with everyone as I wanted to, because it's like a wedding. Like I would have loved to hang out with Pete and you, JP, and have a couple adult beverages and laugh and tell stories, but there's no way I could. It's like, okay, let me get 15, 30 seconds with JP and then Pete, and then you go on to the 300 people there that I care about, every one of them. And so it felt like a wedding from that standpoint, the party.
It was kind of funny to that point. There was towards later in the evening, it was, I think, Frangie and Hicken and Prosser, and I was sitting there, and I think Rick was sitting there, and hey, Tony's coming over. Sit down, pull up a chair. And you sit down, and somebody literally 20 seconds later is like, hey, Tony, you got to go see so-and-so. He's like, Oh, yeah. And he just gets up and walks away. He doesn't come back. We didn't see him the rest of the night. I mean, that's just what it was. That's the nature of the game. It was cool, though.
Pete, did you how many of the national guys, around Hall of Fame weekend did you run into, and did they tell you that they were happy that you weren't going to be bothering them anymore? And did you let them know that, oh, sorry, I am, because Fred Taylor is now at the top of my list?
I told Fred that we had a long conversation about it. I love Fred. I'm glad he came, by the way.
Yep.
And I told him it's good for him to have been around it. But even if he wasn't in, Fred told me he would have been there. He just he respected the game and he wanted to be there for you. So I thought that was great that he was there. One of the best highlights for me was I told the mayor, did you guys see his tweet? I told the mayor, I go, hey, look, Lenny, it's all well and good and everything, but I'm the mayor of Jacksonville. So he took a picture with me and tweeted it out that he's with the mayor of Jacksonville.
I love it. But it was fun.
It was fun. It was a great weekend. And for me, it's also really good. I hadn't been back since 95. I hadn't been back since you guys played in the game. So for me, it's great to go back and see guys. And me and Frangie and Prosser and Hicken are sitting there and we're watching. It's like Prosser said at one point, he said, it's like these guys were all football cards a lot of those guys were football cards we collected as kids. And maybe I'm a little older than them, so maybe not so much for them. But, I mean, it's incredible to see guys that you watched play in the 70s and 60s and guys come back. So it's a great weekend. Again, I probably wouldn't go back again until Fred or Tom gets in because, it's just hard for me during camp to do it. But if those guys get in, I will be there 100%. And both of them should and will get in, I think.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, you heard me say it in the speech about both of them. I mean, I don't understand how Tom Coughlin isn't a finalist this year. I don't know how that list came out and his name's not on it. It makes no sense to me. And I really hope Fred gets to be in the top 15 this year so that his career can be properly debated. Because I think once he's in that room and people who know football and his case can be presented and people like Pete can have conversations throughout the month of January, I will do the same. Because if you turn on the tape and you look at his numbers, there's not many better that I've ever seen. And so I hope both of them get in that room, and I hope both of their cases are debated sooner than later.
One quick thing. I know you got to go to break. It was amazing, JP. It wasn't even a week later, not a week later, or maybe exactly a week later. And he's already signed an autograph in Jacksonville.
It was unbelievable. Like, he's piling them up. He's got him. His schedule is not going to stop for the next, for the rest of his life if he wants to. But certainly,
I'm not stopping.
I'm
not stopping, Pete.
He's going through the city of Jacksonville.
This past Saturday, did you not go sign autographs at a signing? Yes or no?
What'd you say?
Did you go sign autographs Saturday?
Yes, I did.
Saturday?
Yes.
Where'd you do it at?
Showtime on Phillips Highway, a memorabilia store.
Who sponsors my segment with the Frangie Show. That's how I know that.
Full circle.
And you were there, and how many people show? A lot of people show up?
It was packed. It was crazy.
That's great. That's awesome. And you know what? God bless you, because I know what that means.
He thanked the city of Jacksonville and raised his family here and all this, but he's going to charge you $100 now for the autograph.
Well, it's not that expensive.
Unbelievable.
It's not. Come on, let's be accurate about the price tag. It's a little heavy.
Let's come back. Hey, we're going to talk a little football. That's going on as well. Doug Pederson press conference coming up at 5 o'clock. We'll listen live into that a little bit later. Your social media questions, the Fanatics fan questions coming up in the second hour. So busy program ahead. We are off and running. PRI Productions, the official event production company of the Jags, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Experience the freedom of summer with big savings on a new Ford truck or SUV during the summer sales event going on now at your local Ford dealer. Feel free to take your summer barbecue into the night in an F-150 truck. Soak in the sunshine in an Explorer SUV. Enjoy the freedom to go places you've never been with big savings on a Bronco Sport or Escape SUV. Come in and check out a new SUV or truck to keep you feeling the freedom of summer all year round. Your summer of freedom starts at the summer sales event, only at your local Ford dealer.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's Crystal Clean.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Probably played them a little longer than expected. I think 25 or 26 snaps, something like that. But I just wanted them to kind of game, and go back out. I thought that, because sometimes in camp, conditioning becomes an issue, and you kind of want to see those things. I thought they did really well with that, and just overall, there's some things to learn from, obviously, we get better at, but yeah, they played well.
That's head coach Doug Pederson and the postgame after this past Friday's loss in preseason week 1 against the Cleveland Browns. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour, and for 9 years, Dreamfinders Homes has been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all the available inventory, and go Jags. Dreamfindershomes.com. Dreamfindershomes.com.
There it is.
Well done.
The first Boselliism of the year, and it's up. JP
I was going to say, listen, that wasn't me, Pete. That was the professional
JP
Shadrick.
At least I went and corrected myself.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't that shouldn't matter because every time I correct myself, Pete just jumps on me.
All right, do we want to start
Joe
week
hit
one?
It at it, and
week one, we can let Tony read the next one.
Fine, give it to me.
If we not yet.
No, don't give it to him and let him study it.
No.
Like
There's no studying.
It's
a sight reading.
Fine, I'll crush it.
Sight reading, like in music. All right, there's the head coach. We're going to hear from Doug coming up in his press conference at 5 o'clock. Starters got, 3 drives, 3 scoring possessions? You'd like
should have been 3 touchdowns. I thought there was a couple. Have you watched the tape, Pete?
Yeah, I did. I agree with you. He missed Ingram on the corner.
He missed the corner route to Ingram when they jumped the smash route.
Right.
And then I thought he was late going to Zay Jones on the over route. I think if he throws it a second earlier, it's a touch TD. With that said, it's night and day difference. Just as offensive football.
Just feel.
No, offensive football. Like, they have a plan. Like, guys are getting open. They are scheming.
The design is good. The design is really good.
Yeah, they're scheming them open.
Rolling the quarterback some.
Like,
He
moving the
loves that.
pocket.
Yeah.
Like, I love 1 3rd down, and I think it was on the first drive. They have trips to the right. They have, I think it's, who was it? Doesn't matter. They have 3 wide receivers, and one of them's Ingram. Ingram's the number 2 receiver, and he runs off the safety and the middle linebacker. It's basically Tampa 2. And I think it's Treadwell. Yeah, it's Treadwell who –
Treadwell comes into the middle underneath.
Treadwell sits down in the middle and is wide open because they run off the middle linebacker and the half-field safety. You got Treadwell just working in the middle of the field, sitting it down, and it's an easy pickup. Now, granted, you're playing against vanilla defenses in the preseason. I get that. But it's just watching it and watching the tape, it looks like an NFL offense. Like there's a purpose to what they're doing. Wasn't perfect. There's things they can improve on. Trevor will get better. I think Trevor was a B+.
First throw of the game was pretty nice.
Oh, it was great. And I think they have a chance to be really good. And by the way, the guy we're watching right now, Zay Jones, I wouldn't be surprised if Zay Jones might be the leading receiver on this team this year.
Pretty
or
good.
right up there.
He's been impressive all camp, right? I mean, when I was there, he was impressive.
And he runs, Pete. He is fast.
Yeah. And they ran
By the
a bunch
way,
of
this
different
play you're
routes.
showing right here, he was late on this. He got it to him, but he was late. He was open the entire time.
Yep.
To Manhurts in the middle of the field, he was late.
Yeah, I thought
this throw is this throw we're watching right now, where he's rolling left and throws back
Big
to
time.
Zay Jones.
Big
I mean,
time.
my gosh, it's hard to do.
It's a tough throw.
Yeah, he was a BB+, and I think he was just late on a couple things. It's his first game of the season.
That's right.
In a new offense, I would expect nothing else. And the exciting thing to me is that they're going to get better. They are going to get better as an offense. Now, I don't know how deep we are at certain positions.
There was a 13-0 lead.
They're not deep at all. That's the problem.
When the starters left the game, it was 13-0. The final score was 24-13 Browns.
Yeah, and I still really worry about the running back position.
For the Jaguars.
Yeah.
So ETN got the start.
ETN was impressive. I am more bullish on ETN than I've ever been since we've drafted him because he's not just a little back. He actually ran through some arm tackles.
Yep. And
I think he's explosive, great catch out of the backfield on a key third down. I like ETN. I love James Robinson, but the dude's coming off an Achilles. I don't know what he's going to be, and even when he comes back, what's his how explosive will he be early? Yeah. That worries me.
And when he's going to come back.
And then when is he going to come back? And then after that, I'm not sure. You got Snoop. You got
Rock Armstead.
You got some other guys I don't even know who they are. I worry about the depth at the running back position.
They might add one. They might add one.
Pete, I said it on the show, on the broadcast Friday night, that I would be surprised if you don't see a new running back at the end of the preseason as you go into the regular season picked up from another team.
Well, I mean, there's a team across the field that has, because I really like the rookie they drafted, Ford, the kid out of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked him coming out. He's a good runner, kid from Florida. He's from Florida. And so what do they do with Kareem Hunt? Because he wants to be traded. I don't know if that's the situation for him in Jacksonville. I don't think that would be a good – but isn't Johnson's there too? And he rushed for over 100 yards in a game last year. So there are going to be some guys available, and I'm with you. I don't think their backfield position is solidified yet. They need to. As far as ETN, he has to learn the valuable lesson. And
of getting down?
You don't bounce. This is the NFL. You can bounce once in a while, but you can't bounce and bounce and bounce. He missed, and Tony, you watched the tape. He missed. There was a hole on the front side. And he tried to take it to the back side one time. Bad move. He bounced out a couple times. Shouldn't have done that. He was within whiskers, by the way, of hitting about a 50-yard run. Because if he gets through that one run, he pops through there. He goes to the left, and he's going down the sideline. He knew it. He was mad. He got tackled. And that play came, by the way, on something I mentioned to you before the show, JP. And Tony, you're an offensive lineman, so you noticed this. Fortner was good. He's got to learn, hold your block a little bit longer in the NFL. In college, you get away with that. In the NFL, a couple of times, he made good blocks, didn't sustain him, and his guy made the tackle, came down the line. I don't know if you watched.
Yeah,
the tapes
I saw.
closely.
I really like Fortner. I think what you're talking about, Pete, he's just got to finish a little bit better.
Yeah,
I thought Sheriff played really well.
I did too. I think
Cam
Shatley's an issue.
Well, I think Barch is going to win that job ultimately. Now, I don't think he lit it up either when he got in there.
Yeah.
But I think Barch will end up winning because Shatley's the perfect swing guy inside. Because if he goes in, you're confident, especially at center. I think he's a good center. He struggles with length of a 3 technique. And that's just going to be an issue. And Barch is longer and a little bit, bigger. So I think Barch will end up winning that position.
I tend to agree with you. I think Shatley got pushed around a little bit the other night. And that's not a good interior defensive line.
Yeah, I don't know if he got pushed around, Pete. I think he got
pushed into the backfield.
Well,
on
he
one
gets on his
play.
heels a little bit in the pass game because of the length of a 3 technique.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're going to go somewhere else. Barch. What about Little? Hasn't gotten any work at guard, has he?
I haven't seen it.
No, I think Little's going to win the right tackle job.
Yeah, so that was the next question. How did that go the other night?
I didn't think Taylor was bad though. I thought Taylor was.
No, I didn't think Taylor. I didn't think Taylor. I'm not me saying I think that Little's going to win it. It's not because I thought Taylor played bad. I thought he played fine. I just think Little has been available all camp. I think Little is more powerful and more physical, and I think they've seen what Taylor is for the last 3 years.
He started every game.
And I think they're saying, you know what? They're going to go. I think Little's going to win the job.
You do.
Yeah, and I think
well, don't you have to make that decision like next week or so?
I think after the second preseason game, you make it.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, what happens with Juwan Taylor? What do you do?
I think he's your swing tackle, meaning that
can he play left?
No, I think if something happened to Cam, you kick Walker Little over to the left and you put Taylor at right.
There you go.
So, but you do think Barch is going to be the left guard?
I do.
That's a big line if he's the left guard and Little's the right tackle. It's a big line.
Yeah, and I thought they played pretty well. I thought they moved people. I thought they were physical. Overall, I thought I was outside the depth at running back. That concerns me. I think I would like to see. It would be interesting if they have the confidence in either Ingram or Arnold to play tight end in some 21 personnel, Pete, where you put 21 personnel out there and force a matchup issue with Ingram or Dan Arnold in the play action pass game. Because right now where they're going with Manhurts when they're in 21 and he's their run blocker, but he doesn't create that much of a matchup issue if you want to play action off of that on first or second down. So it'd be interesting to see if they have the confidence in the run game to let either Ingram or Arnold do that. Ingram's just not a big man when it comes to tight end. I mean, everyday person he's big, but as a inline tight end,
he looks tiny. You look at that number and you look at him. He looks. I mean, for a tight end, he doesn't look like a tight end.
Right.
No, he looks like the old H-back.
Right. I mean,
but
what do you list him at? 225.
He's thicker. I mean, now Arnold looks bigger, but Arnold's just taller. Actually,
right.
Ingram's thicker and stronger and
correct.
Heavier.
They're both pass catching guys.
Right? Yeah, but they're both pass catching guys. Now, so that'll be interesting to see what they do there. I expect all three of them to play, and Luke Farrell as well. I think those are the 4 tight ends. I don't think there's a bunch of spots on the roster open right now.
Oh, weekend. He's cutting the team already. I love that.
This is a tradition unlike any other, and he would have none of it.
I'm the one who does that until he gets all mad.
Right.
Well, I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm not naming names. I just don't think there's that many.
Yes, we will.
I think the offensive line.
5 guys got cut today.
I think the offensive line's set. I think outside of maybe the 6th receiver, they're set. I think the tight end set. I think your quarterback's set. I think running back, there's a question at the back end of the roster. I think D-line, maybe the 8th or 9th guys in question. I think your linebackers are set. And I think your secondary set for the most part.
Who's the 8th lineman?
I think it's going to be Will Richardson.
Well, he was bad the other night.
Didn't he get dinged up too? He got hurt, didn't he?
All right, maybe he did with the ankle. So if he's not healthy, I mean, that Nick Ford is interesting.
Yeah, a rookie, undrafted guy.
Maybe
Utah.
I think he's on the practice squad. I think they keep 8 active, and then 3 on the practice squad, 2 or 3 of the practice squad develop.
Fortner should change his number. 79 at center just doesn't look right.
Who cares?
No, that's like a joke from yesteryear.
No, I know. But I mean, but Pete, I mean, do you think there's that many open battles right now?
No, there aren't. I mean, who's the last receiver?
Well, let's go through the top. So your top three are Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, and Marvin Jones.
Those are the starters. Yes,
those are your starters.
Right.
Jamal Agnew's making the team.
Jamal Agnew, but you can put him as a specialist. Call him a receiver. That's
Okay.
4.
Yep.
Laviska's going to make the team, I think.
He's going to play. He's got to play in the pre. He hasn't played yet.
Well, I know, but
He's
I think
been hurt for 2 weeks.
I don't think they cut him.
Okay.
Because I think they can use him as a difference maker, and I actually think he can fill that a spot in the backfield as a running back.
All right, that's 5.
That's 5, and I think then the 6th guy is probably Treadwell.
Veteran guy.
Yeah, I think that's your 6th guy. I think you're done.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
And actually, I make Treadwell the 5th guy, and Laviska's probably your 6th guy.
Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Defense.
We're gonna cut that too. We just cut that.
Yes.
Whatever you want, Pete. I'm here at your service.
Tony brought out the guillotine tonight too.
He's got cachet now. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
No. I don't like talking about the guys not making it. I like talking about the guys I think are gonna make it.
Jaguars did waive 5 players today. Matt Colburn, a running back, kicker Elliott Fry, quarterback Jake Luton, wide receiver Ryan McDaniel, and outside linebacker Wyatt Ray. The Jags are down to 86, including the international player. We're back in a moment. Defensive talk coming up at 5 o'clock. We'll hear from head coach Doug Pederson in his Monday press conference. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Maximize the beauty of your home with custom-made windows and patio doors from Renewal by Andersen. Right now, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. Visit rbafla.com for details. Offer expires August 31st. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CGC 1527613.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations open or under development to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
It may be football season, but pests are in full force here in Jacksonville. That's why you need Kingfish Pest Control's $99 knockdown treatment. Kingfish Pest Control will safely eliminate spiders, ants, roaches, and more for just $99, backed by their 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Kingfish Pest Control is family-owned with thousands of A-plus customer reviews. They're hands down the best pest control company in Metro Jacksonville and a proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Let the pros tackle the pest in your home. Go to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I liked our energy tonight. I think I came out with good energy. I think the team came out with good energy. I think we can all just build off each other, get to the ball. That's the name of the defense right there.
That is Foye Oluokun, and welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco, and Hall of Famer Tony Boselli.
Well, JP, if you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, then look no further than Ford F-150. Loaded with impressive capability and designed to dominate. Work, play, and everything in between. This truck makes tough look easy. Your local Ford dealer, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well done.
Crushed it.
I tell you what, that
How long did he have in his hands before he actually read it?
I literally did not give it to him until the middle of Foye's soundbite. Yeah.
All right.
So I'm impressed by that. That's good.
Yeah, maybe someone should be reading these from now on that's not named JP.
Wow. Okay. Welcome back, Tony.
Get
Glad.
one from a sports code company, and we'll go from there.
Good call.
I mean, that was like 7 years ago. We're still talking about that?
Yes, we are. Yes, we need to find the clip of that.
No, we don't. We don't.
Yes, we do.
All right, defense. We heard from Foye there. New addition. He got a little time in the game. First 3 drives, they gave up, 7 yards? Took the ball away one time? That's a pretty good start.
Yes. Before we get into that, I want to hear you pronounce his last name because I've heard people around the city say it 10 different ways.
Foye Oluokun.
Oluokun.
That's what I have it as.
Yes.
Now, I don't have the official
it's
guide
Oluokun.
in front of me.
Oluokun.
Yes.
That's how I have it, too. I just want to make sure. Yes, that's what I heard you say.
Yes.
Listen, defensively, they were outstanding. Now, the Browns were terrible, and Deshaun Watson was miserable, missing a couple wide-open guys, and they also had a couple drops, and so that helps out, obviously. And they did not have their starting right tackle, although they had a number of other starters across the line.
Center got hurt in the first
Center
drive.
got hurt on the first or second play of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the front seven dominated their front. And now, as the game went on, they were a sieve again, much like they were against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Giving up the run.
Yeah, giving up a lot of
41-yard run.
Yeah, giving a lot of yards in the run game now. So that first unit played well. And you have the rookie Muma in there getting the start, which he won't be your starter come regular season. That's going to be Devin Lloyd or Devin Lloyd.
Who should be back this week, by the way.
This week.
Devin Lloyd.
But, yeah, I think it was all very positive. I mean, Trayvon Walker is I think he has the chance to be a dominant player in this league.
How so?
Because he's so long, he's so athletic, and he's so powerful, just by natural ability. And he has no clue of how to rush the passer at this point. And he still gets on the edge, and he still creates some havoc. And so that's a really good sign. So I think I don't know if he's a double-digit sack guy this year, but I think he will disrupt offenses.
And create for other guys on the line, too. Like Josh.
He pushed Wills into the backfield on that one play. And Wills is a above solid starter at left tackle.
Yeah, I think Wills is a very good player, actually.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the better left tackles in football.
So he pushed him back a couple times. Now, like you said, Tony, he's got to learn to work. He never rushed the passer. I mean, he rushed it. He didn't rush it from that spot. He's got to learn how to do it.
Yeah,
you put on Hutchinson's tape the other day, and Hutchinson did it. And he's done it. And you could see that he has the tools of the trade. I think once Walker learns the tools of the trade, he's going to be a much better player.
Well, I think Trayvon Walker has a much higher ceiling than Aiden Hutchinson. And I'm not taking nothing away from Hutchinson. He has a great camp, and talking to the people up in Detroit, they love him. He's more than they ever thought he was going to be. I think Josh Allen's going to have a big year. I think Josh Allen is a 12-plus sack guy this year.
Wow.
He is bigger and stronger.
You want to lock that?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that to him because my locks last year did not work very well, so I don't want to lock anything yet until I get a feel. I got to get a better feel for the lock game. But I think Josh Allen's going to be dominant this year. I think
he looks good.
He looks good, and if you watch the tape, he's on the edge. He's and I think you give him a full game against a right tackle in this league because he's going to primarily rush from that left end position. I think he's going to be problems for people. So I really like
Roy
those
Robertson Harris was good the other night, Tony.
He's a long guy, going to create. And Fatakusi is going to be. He's a big, powerful human being.
Fatakasi,
sorry.
Foley's Fatakasi.
Well, I mean, I'm just learning these names. I've been on Hall of Fame break. I haven't done anything. I mean, to be clear,
they're big up front.
Yeah. They're big. They're very big.
Group. And Hamilton's, he's the nose.
It'll be interesting if Jamal. I think it'll be interesting to see if Jamal Brown makes this team.
Malcolm Brown.
I mean, it's preseason. Malcolm Brown. Sorry,
yes,
thank you.
Malcolm Brown.
It'll be interesting to see if Malcolm Brown. I mean, he's
been in the league for a while.
He's definitely a backup.
Been at it.
He's definitely a backup right now. He played well into the late third quarter, maybe early fourth. It'll be interesting. And I don't think he played great in this preseason game. Watch him. Now, the flip side of that is he's a veteran, so maybe you keep him on as that rotational guy because he adds depth and you know what you're going to get out of him, which is a solid effort. So I'm not saying, I mean, I don't know anything, I haven't heard anything, but just that it was interesting watching how late he played and with the additions they made in the offseason. So,
yeah, but okay, if you get rid of him, who are you keeping? You got to keep people.
Well, that's the other thing. I think that the question is what happens across the rest of the league when waivers come out after the third preseason game, Pete. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a low chance. It was just interesting to me how late in the game he was playing.
I got to look and see what do they save if they get rid of him. That's another issue.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's got to have a pretty hefty contract.
So this is going to be a much better defense. Much better defense. No doubt about it. And I think one of the biggest upgrades is going to be at safety. I think Cisco.
He's made some plays in this camp and preseason.
I think he's going to be a really good player.
Got a little chip on his shoulder.
I think he is a guy who got hurt late in his college career, fell in the draft because of it. The disaster that this organization was last year, led by Urban Meyer, got in the wrong side of Urban. Didn't even get a chance to play until Urban got fired. Shows up at the last couple weeks of the season when he gets a chance to play and was outstanding overall, or like small glimpses. I think he's going to be really good.
You say you got in the wrong side of Urban.
Well, that's just what I hear.
Okay.
I don't want to get into specifics.
Fair.
He obviously didn't play at all.
I didn't want to let that go by.
Well, let me say it this way.
So obviously he wanted it on the field, so something was...
Outside of not giving up anything I know, does it not cause a head scratcher a little bit that he wasn't even active until Urban gets fired and then he's starting?
Didn't even sniff.
And then he starts.
Yeah.
So that's why I said on the wrong side.
Good.
If you get on the wrong side of Urban, that means you must be a pretty good guy then.
Well, and if you listen to him, I've never met Cisco, but if you listen to him in interviews and you watch him on the field and you watch him games, practices, he's a leader.
He's a real one.
And there's a presence about him. And I'm really excited to see.
By the way, they would $7.5 million is the cap hit on Malcolm Brown, and they would save $3 million against the cap if they released him.
What would they save next year?
Where
they have all kinds of cap.
No, he's only on a 2-year deal. He's only got 2.
Okay. So it all come this year.
Is it worth $3 million not to have a backup like that?
No, only if you can find a younger, better player.
Right. What about Gostis will be on the team, don't you think?
Gostis, absolutely.
Gotsis.
Yeah.
Adam Gotsis.
So Pete messed up. So we've all messed up now.
Yes.
Gotsis will be a guy who will be in the rotation. He'll play. He'll be active on Sundays.
Okay. So there's 4. You got to have a couple more. You're cutting Malcolm Brown, so you got to have a couple more.
I did not cut Malcolm Brown. I said
you hinted at it.
I did not.
His agent just called. Like what?
I did not cut Malcolm Brown. I thought it was interesting that at the end he's playing in the fourth quarter, Pete.
I know, but you hinted at it.
I'm not hinting at anything.
I'm throwing it out there. If you cut him, who plays? That's the thing.
I need a roster.
Oh, my goodness.
Who has a roster here?
JP, help him out.
We'll get to that.
It's not like there's a lot of guys around. They'd have to go get guys.
Oh, here we go. I got this right here.
Maybe we just take a timeout and come back. We'll get to that on the other side. We'll give you a chance to study this, Tony, before you pull out the guillotine again.
How about Jay?
Go for
Tufele?
it. Nope, Tufele.
Tufele.
Do you keep him?
I don't know. I'm just looking at names now.
He's just calling out a
It's
roll
like
call.
Random.
How about R. Williams?
Defensive line, keep him.
How about R. Williams?
What about Terrence Knighton?
How about R. Williams? What's R's
John
first name?
Yurkovich, keep him.
Let's take a timeout just to save Tony here. We're back in a moment. We'll get his thoughts on that. We'll take a look at the Miller Electric Center. At the top of the hour, we'll hear from Doug Pederson, Jaguars head coach, in his press conference live. And this is Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
What do you call a group of friends who wear the same jersey for good luck, no matter how old it is, and who support their team through thick and thin, week after week, as if the very season depended on it, while tossing the pigskin and drinking Miller Lite? You call it Miller time in Jacksonville. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2022 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Kessler Creative, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has the print services you need for your business. Need large banners and signs for your next promotional event? How about custom boxes to advertise your company fleet? Find out for yourself how Kessler Creative can help you stand out from the competition with eye-catching designs that are sure to impress your customers. Kessler Creative, Jacksonville, Florida. Results-driven marketing and a proud partner of Jacksonville Jaguars.
At VyStar Credit Union, you inspire us to deliver on our promise, to do good for our members and our communities. That's why we offer more banking options, like better rates and no hidden fees. We also give back, donating several $1 million to hundreds of nonprofits each year. Better financial lives, stronger communities. VyStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better. Visit vystarcu.org/join. Insured by NCUA.
Experience the freedom of summer with big savings on a new Ford truck or SUV during the summer sales event going on now at your local Ford dealer. Feel free to take your summer barbecue into the night in an F-150 truck. Soak in the sunshine in an Explorer SUV. Enjoy the freedom to go places you've never been with big savings on a Bronco Sport or Escape SUV. Come in and check out a new SUV or truck to keep you feeling the freedom of summer all year round. Your summer of freedom starts at the summer sales event, only at your local Ford dealer.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Dempsey and Fat Tony. Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Welcome back, Jaguars Happy Hour on a Monday. JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Hall of Famer Tony Boselli. Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans. If you're watching on Jaguars.com and Jaguars social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, it's a live look at the Miller Electric Center outside TIAA Bank Field. The construction continues at a rapid pace, and inside of a year, the Jaguars will be in that building and practicing for training camp on those fields.
Question for you, JP.
Yes, Tony.
Where are they practicing during the regular season this year?
Game field and flex field is what I was told.
Really?
Yes.
So the game field, that's interesting.
Yes.
Because you can't practice too much on that because it will wear it out.
Correct.
So that's going to be a lot of indoor flex field stuff.
Well, think about it, too. First 4 weeks, there's only one home game. So, you're going to be away from here, no games on it, really, early in the season. And late December, too.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just a little bit of a pain.
It is. It's not
ideal. But
it's
you know what is
is
ideal?
Yeah.
Is getting that Miller Electric Center done. Or is that what we're calling it?
That is the official name.
Miller
Yes.
Electric Center?
The Miller Electric Center.
I like it. Yeah, that is well worth it. And
But like training camp where they're having it, those fields are beautiful. So that worked out okay. It's not that far, you know.
Well, it's a pain in the butt though, Pete. You're getting on a bus, driving over there.
It's 10 minutes. What are you talking about?
I'm just telling you as a player. I remember when
the guys seem okay with it.
No, they're not. I'm telling you, they're not.
No? Okay.
Pete, remember when every once in a while we had to go over to Bishop Kenny to practice?
Yes.
And it stunk.
Yeah.
Because you had to get your pads on, you got to get on the bus.
And then it stinks on the way back.
Stinks
It literally stinks because everybody's sweating.
Instead of just walking outside and getting on the field and going, and then getting to the locker room when you're done.
Do you have a police escort for that?
I don't remember. Do we have police escorts back then, Pete? I don't remember.
They do now.
Yeah, I think they did. But Tony, it's interesting because I was at the Colts camp and I was at the Bills camp, and both of them go away for camp still in the dorms. And I wonder, the Colts actually have a hotel. It's an amazing facility up there where it's about 30 miles north of Indianapolis. And it's like I guess these places are popping up all over the Midwest, these sports complexes where they have thousands of fields and they bring these tournaments there. And there's an indoor hockey facility. There's, indoor basketball. It's just amazing. And they built this facility for the Colts and they have a hotel there and they stay there. And it's nice. And they just like going away for camp for bonding purposes. And the Bills, the same thing. The Bills are in the dorm in Pittsford, New York, which is, they're actually in the dorm. And I don't know if you guys saw the story. Von Miller put out a all-points bulletin that he didn't like the toilet paper, and the Bills fans sent him tons of it. They sent it to him. So he said he's good on it now.
You know what? I wonder if it's – what's the value of going away from camp? Because it's not camp anymore, Pete. They're only allowed 11 hours at the facility. You're only allowed really one real practice. The other's a walkthrough. So you're literally done as a player at 7 p.m., 8 p.m.
You're also up at, 5 a.m., aren't you?
No, not
6
anymore.
a.m.?
You have 11 hours, JP. So let's say you get there at 7.
Well, then why do they stay at the hotel then?
That's my point.
Well, you also can if you want to hang out, you can hang out, though.
You're not supposed to be with the coaches after 11 hours.
No, but
now,
you can bond with your teammates.
Yeah,
and
you go
stuff.
to dinner, do something. I don't know.
My point is,
it's not like it used to be.
It's not like it used to be. And I guess my point is, I would either do it one of the two ways. I would either go away, because then you force everyone to hang out together, or just say stay at home, because let me tell you what I would be doing as a married guy. Not every night, but a few nights. Like practice gets over, I'm done at 6:30, so I'm cruising to the beach, go hang out with the wife for a little bit, see the kids, have a little dinner, watch a little TV, hang, and then go back to the hotel.
Well, where are the Jaguars? In the hotel there, right?
Yes. Yeah, they're downtown.
That's right.
Are the veterans in the hotel too?
Yeah, I think everybody.
See, a lot of teams, like the Titans, always make the rookies and younger players stay, but the veterans can go home. So
yeah, I guess my point
ways
is
to do it.
Like either I don't understand. It's not, and I'm not. This is not me being the old crusty guy, because I actually think a lot of what they do now is better. It's better for the players. It doesn't impact the game. I think they need a few more reps. I think they need a little bit more time, as far as what they're allowed to do in camp. But overall, I'm for it. So this is not me. I'm just saying realistically, when you're done, it's an 11-hour day. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people in Jacksonville work 11-hour days every day of their lives.
Correct.
And so you're done at, call it 6 or 7. What are you going to go sit in the hotel for 4 hours?
And I'm sure they do go home.
So
I'm
why
sure
can't,
a lot of guys.
I guess my point is, I would,
you'd let the veterans stay at home.
Well, if I was a veteran, I'd be in Doug's ear saying, "Hey, coach, come on,
I'm going home anyways.
Okay, I'm going home. You're saving me an hour drive.
Let me just stay.
And I can sleep in my own bed. Like, I'm married. I'm not going out. I have no interest. I'll be here whenever you want me to. Let me go sleep at home.
And I bet he revises that like as he goes throughout. This is a young team. I bet as he gets a little into it more.
Yeah, the first year, to your point, first year, young team, I get it.
Got to set the tone. Yeah, sure.
But it would have been interesting this year because of all the stuff going on. And I wonder if Doug considered it of going somewhere else for camp.
Where would you go?
I mean, you could go down to Orlando. Go stay at the Disney facility
where they used to have the Pro Bowl
like the Bucks
practices.
used to do.
Yeah, what the Bucks used to do. They have all those fields at the ESPN Sports Center. There's hotels down there, all the facilities. Maybe you go down there for 3 weeks.
And that's the thing. Camp is only 3 weeks.
It's not that long.
No.
Or maybe, I mean, that's an opportunity. I mean, heck, I don't know what's up in Amelia Island. I'm sure there's fields up there you could go convert. As much as they spent on the Episcopal fields, they had to redo all those. You could have done that anywhere.
Or go to South Georgia somewhere. If there's
I guess my point is, with the CBA in the limited time that they can keep the players around here, it's interesting, like having camp at home and making people stay at a hotel. Young team, I get it. I'm with Pete. As this team gets older and Doug gets more comfortable with the people and builds relationships, will that change? And the veterans actually can stay at home. I don't know.
See, in here, the fans can't watch practice.
Right.
Well,
it's 1 year.
This year because of the.
I know, but this is something that's starting to bother me when I go around to camps now. And I'll use Tampa as an example. And because I told some of their people this, they only open it up to season ticket holders. Well, there's a lot of fans, and I would have been one of them when I was a kid. We couldn't afford season tickets.
I don't like that either, Pete, because as a kid, one of my favorite things was going to Greeley and watching training camp of the Broncos, and I'd have been bummed if I couldn't have done that.
All right, guys, let's come back. Second hour of Jaguars Happy Hour right around the corner. We'll listen in live to head coach Doug Pederson's press conference. The Fanatics fan questions coming up. And this is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're hitting refresh now, palm trees swaying now, letting loose now, busting a move now, cranking up the beats now, hands in the air now, feeling free now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we believe everyone needs a little getaway. That's why we put a little sunshine into our fresh smoothies, wraps, and flatbreads. Can you feel it? You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
You know what you expect at an airport hotel. A bed, a shuttle that's never on time, and if you're lucky, a day-old Danish on your way out the door. But at the Crowne Plaza Jacksonville Airport, you get a renovated lobby, restaurant, and bar, and 10,000 square feet of luxurious space for memorable family and business events. So stop by, stay a while, and expect to be surprised. Crowne Plaza Jacksonville Airport. Book online or call 1-877-2-CROWN. That's 1-877-227-6963.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Hold on. You want me to tell them about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in just 30 seconds? This is impossible. Hey, I'm Billy from Twisted Tea. How can I explain that first sip of cold, smooth, real brewed tea? So good! And the extra kick you get from just the right amount of alcohol? The twist of lemon, Wait, what? We're almost out of time? Oh, shit. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the goal. To end with the touchdown helps a lot when you can turn those field goals into touchdowns, get those extra points. So for us to finish that way, obviously we had 2 opportunities and didn't really finish in the red zone. So it was nice to get that and finish the right way. Obviously, I think overall we played pretty well those first 3 series. There's, like I said, always some things to clean up, and we'll watch the tape and get better. But I thought the guys were ready, played fast, and that's the biggest thing. Guys were playing fast, getting open. I thought they did a good job.
That's the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, and welcome into a second hour of Jaguars Happy Hour on this Monday, the first Monday show of the 2022 campaign. J.P. Shadrick with Hall of Fame left tackle Tony Boselli and CBS Sports senior writer Pete Prisco. Glad you're along with us today. We are moments away from head coach Doug Pederson's Monday press conference. The Jaguars are practicing under the lights tonight, so Pederson will speak here in just a few moments. We'll listen in live to a little bit of that. The Jags are on the field about 6:30 or so tonight, closed to the public. But, they're going to get some work in the game field tonight. And then back to Episcopal after a day off tomorrow. They're back to Episcopal Sports Campus Wednesday and Thursday. Off Friday ahead of the Saturday matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So the Jaguars, of course, got a loss in preseason week 1 this past Friday. They had a 13-0 lead and fell 24-13. Trevor Lawrence, you just heard from him, 6 of 12, 95 yards, a touchdown on the final throw of the night for him. Travis Etienne Jr. had his first game action since last preseason and his foot injury. Zay Jones had a couple catches, including a 32-yarder on the opening offensive snap. The starting defense looked nice against Deshaun Watson and the Browns starters. 7 yards allowed, over the first 3 drives and a takeaway. The reserves lost that lead, though, and we mentioned what's coming up this week. So I think it's felt like, guys, that this week, Jags fans that you talk to or hear on Twitter, see everywhere, they're pretty happy right now, it feels like. Or not over the top happy, but hey, the starters played pretty well. It just feels a little better overall. I think, Tony, you were saying a little bit of that earlier.
The bar is so low. But even with the low bar, we started the show, and I'm going to be consistent here. I thought they looked good. I thought both offensively and defensively, and let's focus on the offense and the quarterback here. I thought, it was basically their first preseason game because most of those guys did not play in the Hall of Fame game. And so, good job. Progress. Progress is being made. It looks like a real NFL offense. How often did we do this show with Pete and I going, I'm not sure what they're trying to do. You watch this, and it's vanilla, and it's early, but, okay, I know what Doug Pederson wants to do. I understand the run scheme, what they're going to try to do, and how they're going to try to, use RPOs, and how they're going to, the inside zone game. There's going to be a little gap stuff there. Some power there. You understand it's the progression in the passing game. It looks like a real NFL offense, and that's what you expected. Doug Pederson's won a Super Bowl. My goodness. He played quarterback in the NFL. He was on Andy Reid's staff. The guy knows what he's doing, and I think you should be excited if you're a Jaguar fan because for the first time in 24 months, it looks like an NFL team. This is a team that won 4 games in 2 years.
But it looks like an NFL team in large part because they have a real NFL coach. Let's be real about it.
That's my point. Well,
it was a disaster. You know, when I was at practice, I'm like, where's the microphone? I missed the microphone. Hustle, hydrate. Where was it? I mean, it's just the sophomore garbage is gone. And a pro's pro is coaching that team. Now, whether he wins or loses, that's to be determined. But he's got skins on the wall, and he knows how to do it. He's been around the league. He knows what it takes. Unlike the socially awkward one who didn't know anything about coaching in the National Football League.
Well, Pete, I said it since they hired him. I think Doug Pederson and the staff that he's assembled, because the staff's a big part of it, I think they're worth 3 to 4 wins over last year's head coach and staff.
Because all the staff played in the league as well.
I think it's 3 to 4 wins.
Yeah,
improvement, and that's why.
Okay, so if the quarterback improves by what I think he can improve by, you're going to have him in the postseason.
Oh
no, and so we can do maybe in the second hour after we hear from Doug Pederson our annual, wins and losses. But
are we held to that? Because what did we say last year?
I think we were way over what actually happened last year.
And neither was Tony, I don't think.
No, I said 4 to 6 wins. I said 4 to 6 wins. They got 3.
That's what I said.
And Pete Pete said 3 to 5. Pete was right on the number.
What JP say 8?
Yeah, probably 8, 9.
I actually think this. And let's go through it because
we have to do this another night. We'll do this closer to the season.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I think Pete. Floor for this team is 6. I don't see them losing less than 6. I think the ceiling realistically is 9. I think they're getting between 6 and 9 wins this year.
If they get 9, they're going to be in the playoff conversation.
And if I had to be held to a number, I would say they're going to be 7 and 10.
See, I'm thinking 6 and 11.
If I had to be held to a number,
it's a nice jump.
It's 7 and 10, 8 and 9 in there, right around the 500 mark. Playing real football in November, December, where it matters. That's where I think they're going to be.
Tough schedule at the end. You're away a lot.
And injuries come into that, and it's not a deep roster, so you got to get lucky.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be competitive in every game.
Even against the really, really good teams.
Yeah, I do. Because I think they're good enough. I think they have enough playmakers on both sides of the ball now, Pete, where they can go compete. I think they're going
to be competitive. I'm not going to back away. Against the really good teams, that's a big step forward.
Well, this is what I'm assuming. So let's talk about the Chiefs. The Chiefs are really dang good, obviously.
Correct.
They got a great quarterback. I actually think if Trayvon Walker.
Thank you. 3 times.
3.
Third time's the charm.
Oh, my goodness.
If Trayvon Walker is who I think he'll be, and Josh Allen has the dominant year that I think he will, that's a pain in the rear end for 2 offensive tackles. I don't care what team you're on. And they'll be able to disrupt the quarterback and you have to game plan for them.
You're okay with the corners?
I think the corners, I think both corners, Shaq Griffin and Tyson Campbell, are both really good players. I think Tyson. By the end of the year, I think Tyson's going to be your number 1 corner.
Yeah, we haven't seen Darius Williams yet.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question he's going to be the number 1 corner by the end of the year.
I agree with that, and we talked about Cisco. So I think defensively they're going to be good enough to keep them in games, and I just think they're going to score points this year.
All right, let's go down the hallway. Head coach Doug Pederson having a Monday press conference. Let's listen in live.
You'll see him in some team drills. We're going to keep him out of contact drills, though, this week, and just keep progressing him along. But he's doing well, and that's the goal, just to progress him, here in the next few days.
How about Devin Lloyd?
Same thing. You'll see him in, some individual work. Still want to keep him away from any kind of contact right now where he's got a strain. And hopefully here in the next couple of days we'll see more of him.
You talked about having a plan of when to have more high contact practices and so forth. Have you adjusted anything in your training camp plan from when you started? Are you adjusting day to day, or has it been pretty much as you anticipated?
Everything's been as anticipated, other than kind of flipping the script today. Practicing tonight. Everything we've done, we've kept right to the schedule on all the practices, the length of time. The only thing I've done, I think, if anything, and it's subtle probably to y'all, is just increase the number of reps that the ones get during practice. I've increased that just a little bit. Started last week. We'll do that again this week. But other than that, we've stayed true to form.
And are you basically where you anticipated being at this point? I mean, I'm sure you had some milestones in your head of where you wanted to be.
Yeah, and that's kind of the gauge with the games too. You kind of that's your benchmark and where you are. And, obviously the ones came out and did a nice job the other night in that football game, and they'll get another opportunity, hopefully a little bit longer in this next game, Saturday night.
I'm sorry, kind of a minor point.
Wow! You're gonna start raising hands.
Follow up, and then
It's like, hey,
we're going in a different direction.
You gotta be quick. No, you're good.
Sorry, Coach. He's gonna ask about your punter or something. Oh no, he would dare.
Third string corner.
Close. The interception the other night, it was returned for a touchdown. When you looked at it on film, did Jeff fight for that enough? In your opinion?
I mean, he did. I mean, obviously, you like to see there were. It's a little bit of everything. Understanding the situation of the game, where we were, around a minute to go. We weren't necessarily in a 2-minute scenario because we were in the plus side of the field. Chance to get 3 points right there. We had a couple options to go other places with the football that CJ had, but at the same time, he chose to go that way, and that's fine. We just got to make the play or at least knock it down. Tough play just because of the twisting and the turning, but I'd say this great play by the DB too to get it out of his hands.
And is Jeff still in it to make this team? Is he?
Yeah, he's still competing, still doing a nice job. Not only as a receiver but on special teams, and we just keep his head up and keep moving.
Doug, knowing what you said about Devin and about James and their recovery, knowing some of the other guys that were banged up and you held out Saturday or Friday night, is it safe to say they probably won't play this upcoming Saturday?
You're referring to those two?
Yeah, Devin.
James for sure. We're still not there yet with him.
Yep.
Devin's closer,
Okay.
but we got to see today and then Wednesday again to see where he's at, Wednesday, Thursday, to really make a determination if he can play in this football game.
When you were in Philadelphia, you had a pretty decent defense that first year, and then the next 2 or 3 years it got really pretty good, particularly against the run. What do you see from this defense in terms of where it could get down the road, knowing you've got a lot of people that are still getting used to each other?
Yeah, I think, in Philly they were learning a new scheme as well in 16 and 17, and same thing here, learning a new scheme and run fits and different gaps that you have to protect and defend, and it's just different styles, and but at the same time you see improvement. We saw improvement a little bit this past week against Cleveland's rush, and then we got to take it up another notch this Saturday against Pittsburgh, who kind of prides himself in running the football. So it's a matter of just continuing to work together, getting more reps on the field with those starters. And I think you'll begin seeing a little more improvement in that area.
You were first, 7th, and 3rd in run defense the middle years in Philly. Do you feel like
I didn't know that?
Do you feel like the personnel that you have here can ascend to that type?
I think so. I really do. I think it's a good group of 7 or 8 guys that comprise of the front when you start adding the safeties in there. And so, yeah, I do believe that we can ascend there. It's going to take a lot of work, though. This is you look at our division and some of the running backs in our division, and we're going to have to bring, as I say, your lunch bell to work every day when we play these guys.
Can you just talk about the decision to waive Jake Luton and the rest of the guys today?
First of all, appreciate everything that those guys did for us. Off-season, training camp. They gave everything they had, obviously to us, and we appreciate that. It is just I've been in their shoes too many times, to understand exactly and know exactly what they're going through. It's just part of the business, and by rules we have to reduce our roster by 5 guys, and we got to do 5 after, next week, and then get it down to 53 after that. So it's part of the business, but it also gives them an opportunity to seek employment somewhere else and try to stay in this league as much as they can.
That is head coach Doug Pederson. The full press conference will be available on Jaguars.com and Jaguars social media coming up in just a little bit. We'll return on Jaguars Happy Hour. Pete Prisco back with us in a moment. Tony Boselli. And we're going to keep it real.
Keeping it real.
It's back, baby.
It's my favorite segment.
Who's
sponsoring it this year?
Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi.
I'm still waiting for my case of wine.
You might have a little leverage now.
I want my case.
Get one my way, too. We're back in a moment. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're hitting refresh now, palm trees swaying now, letting loose now, busting a move now, cranking up the beats now, hands in the air now, feeling free now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we believe everyone needs a little getaway. That's why we put a little sunshine into our fresh smoothies, wraps, and flatbreads. Can you feel it? You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
When Jaguars news breaks, you'll hear about it first on 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back, Jaguars Happy Hour on a Monday for the first time in the 2022 season. JP Shadrick, Hall of Famer Tony Boselli, senior writer for CBS Sports Pete Prisco. Glad you're along with us today. We just heard from Doug Pederson. The full press conference available coming up shortly on Jaguars.com. Time now for Keeping It Real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real ingredients, award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. Pete, did you get your box yet?
Yeah, of course. They sent the Stars got boxes, and the Schleps didn't get one, so I got a box.
You're lying, Pete. We know that.
Well, when Tony gets his, I'm telling you, I know what's happening. He's going to get it. If they send it to him like in November, it's every person he knows is getting a bottle for Christmas.
Woodbridge. Oh, this Woodbridge. Amazing. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Tony.
Yeah. Oh, Tony. Everybody in Tony, Woodbridge. And if you sign them, It'll be worth something now.
$100. $100.
HOF.
Unless
Cha-ching.
I might, if it's good wine, which it is, because they make great wine, I might just keep it myself.
Nah.
I'm not
You'll
sure
keep
I'd share
half
it with you,
for
Pete.
Yourself. No, you'll keep half for yourself, and the rest you'll give out as Christmas presents to avoid spending money.
It'd be a good Christmas present. I mean, you'd want to be on my Christmas list if I'm handing those out.
Listen to Tony Boselli say, "Hey, yeah, a good Christmas gift would be a Tony Boselli autographed bottle of wine." That's a Tony Boselliism if I ever
Put
heard
that
it.
out on the poll and see how many people would ask for that.
We didn't do a Twitter poll tonight. We need to start doing that though. Interesting.
All right, what are we keeping it real?
Oh
tonight?
yeah. How concerned are you about the reserves giving up a 13-0 lead?
It doesn't even get my blood pressure to move a point.
Nothing.
Now, because I already knew this team had depth issues. I mean, I think we all knew that. Most of those guys, not most, a number of those guys won't be playing, won't be on the roster. And the ones that are going to be playing a rotational role, so they'll be out with the guys who dominated in the first few series. So not a big concern.
Pete?
Did Pete quit?
I think Pete quit on us.
Well, that's what happens when
you can't hear me.
Oh,
we
now
got
we
you
can. There you
now
go.
we've got you.
Don't you think the lack of depth is going to be a season-long issue, though? And it just manifested itself in that game.
Yeah,
so
but
if
Pete,
guys
I think
go down, you're going to have a major problem.
I think we knew that. That's why
Right.
it's not. It's
Right,
not
giving
a
up a
concern.
lead in the preseason game, nobody cares about.
Right.
It's what it could reflect down the road.
That's right. Which we already knew.
Hey Tony, did you watch the defensive snaps, right?
I watched the first half, Pete. I did not watch the second half.
Okay, no, I was telling JP, I thought 40 played pretty well.
Rusnick,
Jones.
Jameer Jones, the outside linebacker, third-year man out of Notre Dame. Jameer Jones.
He did some decent things. If you watch it, you tell me what you think. But he did some interesting things.
6'3", 255.
No, I watched him. I mean, he stood out during the game. I mean, he's an athletic guy. Got on the edge a few times. The question is there a spot for him on the final 53 man? I mean, if you look at that, if you look at the defense, Pete, I mean, your starting outside backers are Trayvon Walker and Josh
Allen.
Josh Allen. Those are your starters.
Right.
Smoot has the flexibility to play inside or outside.
Correct.
I don't see them cutting Chase on.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I thought the kid played better than Chase on.
I did too. And so, I mean, I guess you could keep 4, 2 backups. I mean, if you say Smoot is an inside guy,
yeah. I mean,
he might have a
when they
chance.
go to their the road runner package that people call it, it was Smoot was rushing from the inside, and then you had Allen and Walker and Arden Key was the
Don't
other
forget Arden
inside.
Key's really the fourth is going to be the backup of those outside backers. So, I think it comes down to Jameer Jones or Chason.
Right. And there's no loyalty in this regime to Chason.
That's true.
It's the true statement.
That's very true. So, I mean,
by the way, Arden Key's a good football player.
Well, he's a guy that you need on your team if you want to win. And from the standpoint, he has versatility. He understands his role. He's going to come in on third down. He's going to give you a good rush. He can push the pocket from the 3 technique in sub. He plays hard. You feel confident if Trayvon Walker or Josh Allen need a blow, he can play, in regular down situations. I really liked that signing. I thought that was a good signing by Trent Baalke and Doug Pederson.
I would agree with you. And by the way, when he came out, he was a lean edge rusher, and he's bulked up and become a guy who can rush on the inside.
Listen, he's made himself into a pro. I mean, he's become a valuable asset in this league as a guy who understands his role on a team, who plays hard, physical, and has position flexibility. I mean,
so where does he count? That's the thing when you're counting numbers.
I think he counts outside, Pete.
So that means it's Chason versus Jones or something like that for the 4th spot.
I agree.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And those guys got to play special teams too. if they're going to be that deep.
Absolutely.
How do they perform there, you know? That'll be a big piece of the puzzle, too. Sorry for the false start, but that was Keeping It Real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients, award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. We'll see if the box arrives this week.
Oh, I'm sure. Listen, Mondavi, I think they just had the wrong address for me last year, and I think I've got that corrected.
You've had some house things going on.
Yeah, I think they sent it to my old house, and now that I've let them know my new address, so I expect it any week now.
The thing about it is, JP, if he got it and we didn't, he would tell us.
No way.
I would not just tell you. I'd rub your face in it. I'd be gloating.
I'm not a wine drinker. I might be one of the only Italians that's not a wine drinker in the world, but I would have a lot of Christmas presents.
Yeah.
I am a wine drinker, and I would look forward to tasting it.
Let's come back with the Fanatics fan questions from social media. Twitter was a buzz today. Getting to interact with Tony Boselli and I guess Pete also. That's coming up. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
You expect Jags fans to say, Duval. You expect the stadium is going to be cold, the dogs will be hot, but what you don't expect is an airport hotel with a renovated inviting lobby, a cool bar, and crowded restaurant, or 10,000 square feet of space just waiting for your next family or business event. At the Crowne Plaza Jacksonville Airport, you should always expect to be surprised. Book online or call 1-877-2-CROWN. That's 1-877-227-6963.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
Need pest control that's safe and actually works? Then look no further than Jaguar's proud partner, Kingfish Pest Control. Kingfish is family-owned and has thousands of 5-star customer reviews for good reason. Their high level of customer care and quality service is off the charts. They're the leaders in pest control technology, using the industry's latest and greatest pest application equipment and products. They'll even email a picture of the technician who'll be coming to your home. Let the pros tackle the pest in your home. Go to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's Crystal Clean.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations open or under development to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at PetParadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Angie and I are blessed, incredibly, to call Jacksonville our home. It's where four of our 5 children were born, and every one of them has been raised. It's a beautiful city where the Bosellis have made lifelong friends. Several of you here today. EM, I'm glad you made it. I'm indebted to our first owners, Wayne and Dolores Weaver. Thank you for bringing the NFL to Jacksonville and making me a Jaguar. And I'm grateful for our current owners, Shad and Ann Khan, Tony Khan, Shauna Khan, and team president Mark Lamping. You have treated us as though we've been a part of your lives forever, just like family. And there's nothing more precious than family.
That is Tony Boselli, of course, and the Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinement just a little while back, a couple weeks ago now. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick with Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli. The first show since the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Love you, Jacksonville. Ding, $100. $100 here, $100 there.
That's not true, JP.
Okay.
When's your next signing for cash?
I don't have anything on the calendar right now, Pete.
Unbelievable. It was like he wasn't even home a week.
It was exactly a week. At what time did your signing start, Tony?
6 p.m., Pete.
Oh.
No, it did not.
Yes, it did. 6 p.m. Same time the party started a week before.
Okay. So by that time you were already in. I thought he'd time it up where it was exactly the same time a week later.
No.
I love it. I'm glad for you. That's exciting.
Thank you very much.
It really is.
I love that Pete's giving me a hard time because I know for a fact that if anyone would pay him to do anything, he would be doing multiple every day.
Yes.
I'd be like Tuesday. Where do you need me? Thursday. You need me on Saturday. How about
Pete,
Monday?
Wait till he gets in the writers' wing of the Hall of Fame.
Pete would be like Pete Rose sitting in Vegas at one of the hotels every day signing stuff.
Wherever you need me, I'm signing. What are you talking about? You're going to be doing that too. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, it's time for the Fanatics fan questions. Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. Shop today and rep your Jags gear on game day and every day. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything. Let's go to social media.
Can't wait. I love this. My favorite segment of the day.
We put out the bat signal earlier today. Here's the best we came up with.
You notice I retweeted it without you even having to tell me, too.
Thank you, Tony.
Yes, thank you.
Well done.
I'll take credit for the great questions.
At 904 and more came in before you retweeted it. Is performance in preseason games valued more than training camp performance when gauging talent and who makes the roster?
I think it's all part of the equation. And I do think a little bit more weight is probably put on the performance in the game, especially if it's close between two players. But it's all part of the evaluation. The evaluation starts with OTAs. It actually starts how you handle the meetings, how you ingest information, and how fast you can process it, how you learn, how you work out, what you do during OTAs, and then obviously training camp practices with the pads on. And then, yes, I think there's probably a little bit more weight to those games playing against other players, other teams, I should say.
But here's my concern with some of that, and I'm just going to go reference a guy. There's a 6th-round tight end for the Colts named Ogletree, who's been they've been raving about him in camp, and he's actually working with the ones. He's working against the ones and making plays, and so you got to temper it a bit because if you get into a game and you don't necessarily get their opportunities, and yet you have some rookie who's working against the third teamers and he makes plays. You gotta look at it from that standpoint too. I like to see guys who are making plays against ones and twos in practice, and then you see if it translates to the game.
No, I think we're saying the same thing. It's all part of the process. Obviously, if it's a competition and you're one guy's making plays against the ones, and another guy's making plays against the threes, you're going to put that into the equation of how you evaluate those individuals.
Next question on social media, the Fanatics fan questions of the night. At Nick Presley 10, does ETN eventually take over as RB1 over J-Rob, or is he just not much of an every down back?
No, I think ETN is an every down back, and I think a lot of this is going to be dependent on what's J-Rob like when he comes back from the Achilles tear. Let's just assume J-Rob's 100% healthy and he's back to the J-Rob that he was before the Achilles.
Does he just jump right in there?
I think it's a rotation. I think you'll see much like Mac and Kareem Hunt in Cleveland, where you really throughout the game, you really
Mac.
So what?
I mean, not Mac.
Chubb.
Chubb. Thank
He's
you.
going back to the old days of Ernest Biner and Kevin Mack.
What's he thinking of?
You're right, Pete. That's what I was.
What are we doing? This old Cleveland
Dude,
Municipal Stadium.
It's
Unbelievable.
early in the season, first show. I've been out for a while.
You mean
Not everything's
Chubb,
working 100%.
You mean Chubb and Hunt.
Chubb and Hunt. I think it'll be like that, where you're going to see both guys, pretty much split reps, and the hot hand get the majority of the carries for the game.
Yeah, I think ETN's going to be their lead back. But I agree with you. If Robinson's back to normal, he's going to come in and get his 8 to 10 carries too.
Yeah,
but ETN will start and he'll be the lead back.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the number one guy going into the season.
Because 4.5 yards or whatever James Robinson averages when he's healthy can play. He can find a role for
He's
it.
going to play.
Yeah.
Yes.
If he's healthy.
Yep.
That's the
I'm just
trick.
curious to see what kind of year Mac's going to have in Cleveland.
Wow.
this year.
It's amazing. They're turning back the clock.
Stacey Mack's making a comeback.
Stacey Mack.
We move along at General of Duval. Do we have enough to compete for the AFC South, or is it too early to tell?
Well, I'll say this.
No.
If let's say everyone stays healthy on every team all year, I think it'll be a very competitive division. And I think, would it surprise me that if the Jaguars ended up 500 in the division or just over, meaning split with everybody, where it's pretty even? Not at all. I just think over the length of 17 games, playing the outside the division games and everything else, I think the Colts are probably the favorite. And if Derrick Henry gets it going with the Titans, they're just a tough team to beat.
Well, the Colts haven't won here since Obama was president.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It has.
But the Colts are the best team in the division.
The Colts are the best team. The Colts will be better this year than they were last year because of Matt Ryan.
Correct. And
Can
I
you
think
say-
the Texans are going to be better than people think they are too.
Really?
Yep.
How? Why?
I think Davis Mills.
I think Davis Mills is good.
I do too.
At Fit Jag Chick, I was not able to watch the All-22, but were the wide receivers able to get separation Friday?
The answer is yes to that. Absolutely.
Yep.
I think I think it's the most improved position group on the team, with the addition of Zay Jones and Christian Kirk. I didn't know. I knew Zay Jones could run, but he's faster than I thought he was even. I mean,
He's also pretty fluid. He's improved as a route runner.
Yeah, like,
early in his career,
move.
he was just a one-trick pony. He's a much better route runner than he used to be.
Yeah, I'm super impressed with Zay Jones, and what we've seen in practice with Christian Kirk. Looking forward. The word is he's gonna be cleared to go tonight, so we're gonna go watch him
Good.
tonight.
That's good. Yeah, he turned an ankle last week.
And that means as long as everything progresses nicely, we'll see him on Saturday against the Steelers. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him out there as well.
They're faster. It's a faster team. Remember how that's all we talked about last year was how slow they were. They're faster.
Yep. And Ingram adds speed on the field as well as the tight end.
Correct.
Yes, he does.
ETN too.
That's right.
Faster team speed wins in the NFL. At Duncan_Chapman, do you think there's any chance the second and third string team improve notably from here, or should the Jaguars be looking to the waiver wire to add new depth players?
I think it's both. I do think the younger players will get better. The guys down the line from the starters, they will improve. But I also think you're going to see 3 to 5 players added from the waiver wire.
It's a lot.
I mean, 5's a lot.
Yeah, you might
if I had to be held to a number, I'd say
low.
3. Huh?
3's low?
That might be low.
Wow.
You might get more than that. I mean, you can look at it. If you get a running back, you've mentioned that already. The kicker, they're probably going to add a kicker.
Yeah, they waived Fry today, so
But he was
they've got
hurt,
Santoso.
and they say they might bring him back or something.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But they're still their kicker might not be on their roster right now. So there's 2 automatically. They might still add it. We talked about another veteran corner with Darius Williams he hasn't practiced the whole summer.
Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, I think you got to look at the bottom 10 to 15% of the roster. I always think every year those guys are at risk. After the cuts made, that bottom 5 to 10%, maybe 15% of that roster, they are looking to upgrade with other players who got cut from other teams.
They've got time to do it, too, because the cut is on Tuesday after the final preseason game,
have,
and there's a whole bye week going into
basically 12 days.
Yeah. So
yeah, the rookie corner actually made some plays the other day, I thought. Was it Brown?
The draft pick.
Yeah.
Montero Brown?
Yep.
Yeah, he made he had about 3 or 4 tackles and was like involved. I think I don't know what he got credited for, but like watching the game, it looked like he did.
Let's move along. One more question. At Brandon_Moore, who do you think will be Trevor's number 1 target in the red zone in Doug Pederson's offense, and why?
Ooh, that's a great question.
There's options here, aren't there?
Yeah, there is. I'm gonna go with Ingram, Evan Ingram. I think he'll end up being the guy.
I'm gonna go with Kirk.
Yeah,
I think Kirk's gonna end up being the guy.
I was gonna go. The only reason I was gonna go Zay Jones, because sometimes you like guys with length, and Zay Jones has some length to him at that wide receiver position. He's I mean, I think he's even longer than Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram, different body type. So, but I'm gonna go with Ingram. I think he's a matchup issue down in the red zone.
I'll go with Kirk.
I like both of those answers, in fact. And by the way, Pete, Montaric Brown had 5 tackles in the game, led the team.
Yeah, he was active.
5 tackles and 1 for a loss.
Yeah, he was active. I mean, you got to keep a young corner. You have to. So whoever that is, he might be it.
That'll do it for our Fanatics fan questions.
I like that it's sponsored this year.
I do too.
Good work by the business.
Way to go. You know, the people talk every week. Social media is a buzz because of this show, and it reflects now in the sponsorship. We appreciate that.
Well, and you know, I know everyone is really, really excited about next week's show. It's a highlight of the year.
I've been looking forward to that show for months.
I mean, I've already on Twitter. They're saying we cannot wait for the August 22nd show.
Why is that? Why is that, Tony?
Because it'll be just JP and I, and you won't be here.
That's the only one I'm missing all year. I have to be in Minnesota for the Vikings camp, so I can talk to Keenan about getting him in the Ring of Honor.
It's gonna come up, huh? Is what you're saying?
Well, let's put it this way. I had a real nice conversation with a lot of people there about your thing about getting guys into that Ring of Honor, because it's time Keenan got in. It's time Tom got in. So I think those are the next 2, and then Maurice, and then you have to decide which defensive player goes in. Probably Rasheed Mathis, but talking to those guys and Chad Johnson and some of the other guys we talked about, is there need to be a different process to getting guys in?
I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you the process.
Why didn't it happen last year?
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you the process before. To be honest with you.
I mean, there needs to be something done. Keenan needs to be in. I'm sorry, he just needs to be in. Tom needs to be in. You know, obviously Tom just got away from football, but he'll eventually go in. But why Keenan isn't in is a mystery to me. And I know it bothers him, and it kind of bothers me. And Tony, as a guy who played with him, I'm sure you think he should be in too.
Oh, without a doubt. I think Keenan, I've said it forever, one of my favorite teammates ever. No one loved football. No one practiced harder. No one played harder. And probably one of the toughest guys I've ever played with is Keenan McCardell.
First Jaguars Pro Bowler, by the way.
Yeah, without a doubt. 100% he is. I mean, I think Tom should be there.
Yep.
No brainer. And I think MJD should be there.
Yep.
I think Rasheed Mathis.
Yep.
Probably the best defender in the history of this league, of this team.
Took the ball away, man. Playoff games, the whole deal.
I think Marcus Stroud should be up there. Probably the best defensive lineman to ever play on this team. Yeah, I mean, I think those are guys that should be up there. Listen, I think ultimately Calais Campbell needs to be up there.
He wasn't there long enough.
Yeah, but what he did, I mean, Calais Campbell's a big part of this organization.
He was.
What is it, 3-4 years? Was that what it was?
I'm saying he's down the line. I'm just talking about guys. I mean, if you go to other franchises, Pete, and you know this, and you look at their ring.
It's deep.
I mean, go look at the Baltimore Ravens. who came in after us. Because remember, they didn't transition.
They had a whole new franchise.
Yeah.
They didn't transition. You go look at how many guys they have up there.
They've also won a Super Bowl or two.
I'm not saying that, but if you look at those early 90s, those late 90s teams that the Jaguars, we were the one of the best teams in the AFC, and there are a number of really good players who made big impacts on this franchise.
How about Brad Meester?
Like Brad Meester's a guy that
That's more of a longevity thing, though. You know, that's
Right.
a different. Like Keenan was one of the best receivers in the league for a couple of years. I mean, and Maurice and Rasheen. I don't. Was Meester ever one of the top 3 or 4 or 5 centers in the league?
No.
But he played 13 seasons, didn't he?
No, and I'm not saying Brad should not be in there at all.
No, I'm not saying he shouldn't either, but he's down the line from those guys.
But I'm just saying Brad Meester's a great Jaguar and a great part of this franchise's history. Brad got his first start at left guard next to me.
That's correct. How about that?
And so he was a great pro, great Jaguar, great person. But to Pete's point, I mean, if you look at it, Keenan McCardell, Tom Coughlin, MJD, Rasheed Mathis, and for me, Marcus Stroud are in a different category.
I mean, if we're putting guys that only played like 6 years in the Hall of Fame, I mean, you know, look how that goes. You know how that works.
It's 7, Pete. 7. Please get it right. 7.
I can't help myself.
Oh, set up too easy. Let's come back. We'll go
Love
around.
you, Pete.
We'll go around the NFL. Plenty of news around the league in training camp, and thank you for the questions on social media and the Fanatics fan questions this week. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network. Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
Maximize the beauty of your home with custom-made windows and patio doors from Renewal by Anderson. Right now, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. Visit rbafla.com for details. Offer expires August 31st. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CGC 1527613.
Experience the freedom of summer with big savings on a new Ford truck or SUV during the summer sales event going on now at your local Ford dealer. Feel free to take your summer barbecue into the night in an F-150 truck. Soak in the sunshine in an Explorer SUV. Enjoy the freedom to go places you've never been with big savings on a Bronco Sport or Escape SUV. Come in and check out a new SUV or truck to keep you feeling the freedom of summer all year round. Your summer of freedom starts at the summer sales event, only at your local Ford dealer.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I was sitting in the locker room and this big kid with a mullet and a baseball cap came in to
introduce himself. And I mean, he's 6'7".
327 pounds with the best feet. He was a good athlete.
He was a ballerina
playing offensive left tackle.
That was Tony's job. His job is to beat who? I don't care if it's Bruce Smith or Jason Taylor.
Sean Jones.
Willie McGinnis.
Reggie White. Greg Lloyd.
If you line up across from him, I don't care who you are, you're going to get blocked.
That is a teaser for the 71 documentary scheduled to come out and be ready in October. And welcome back, Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco, and yes, number 71, Pro Football Hall of Fame left tackle Tony Boselli.
Just to clarify one thing.
He made us play that, actually.
That's not
Pete.
true.
It was in his contract now. We have to play it every show.
The funny thing is someone said Reggie White, and I'm like, I never blocked Reggie White except for the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, it's one of those times he got by you and hit
No, that's not true.
Testaverde, right?
No, he did not. That was
I thought that was the story you told.
That was William Floyd.
Oh.
He smoked Vinny Testaverde twice against me.
William Floyd.
Who's
Fuller.
the Eagles? God, the Eagles. I can picture him. Not Floyd.
Jerome Brown? No.
No. Defensive end. Played for the Eagles.
Fuller.
90s. Huh?
Fuller.
Yeah. William Fuller. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm tired. I had back surgery on. Give me a break. I'm still
that documentary,
recovering.
by the way, that's going to be good. And I know everybody in the PCAV and gang put that thing together. That's going to be really good. And by the way, coming in that's coming in October when you get your ring and all that.
Yep.
Coming next year, there's a Boselli movie hitting the big screen.
Wow, big time.
Isn't that next? Isn't it the
Well,
next
I mean,
progression?
We need a really big screen.
Kurt Warner made some money off his movie. I mean, I mean, mine's not as dramatic. I never stocked shelves. I did work at a convent. I worked at a convent on a farm.
never bagged groceries.
Who could possibly play you?
I mean,
That's a good question.
Who's the best looking person in Hollywood right now?
No, it'd have to be a big oaf of a man.
Yeah, it'd be
So
like
who
some
could it?
pro wrestler or something.
Big O.
Yeah, like the Big Show or something would have to come
No,
play
like who
him.
could it be? Like who could like Brock Lesnar or somebody?
Right, it'd be some pro wrestler. Like it'd have to be an AEW guy.
You better have a big forehead.
I love that. All right, so we're looking forward to that. Let's get to our look around the National Football League. And hey, Pete, what's the latest with the Deshaun Watson situation? We saw him, of course, here.
Yeah, I thought it might come out today. I mean, for competitive integrity of the game, they need to do it now. Don't wait. If he's getting suspended for a year, get on with it.
What do you think he gets, Pete? What is your prediction, or what do you think, based on what you're hearing, or just your gut? What do you think he ends up getting?
A year. I thought that all along, and I still think he's getting a year.
Do you think the
That's
PA
why you're starting to
tries
hear little bits and pieces about how he's willing to negotiate, and you saw the interview he did before the game. He was a little different than he had been. He had been like not really apologetic or remorseful, and that's what the league said. And if you read what the woman said that did the investigation, she just laid him out, but she had to go by policy. And the policy was 6 games, and that's why she did it. But you can hear Roger Goodell's tone. I don't think he's getting way more than 6 games.
Does the PA have the opportunity to appeal it after this final ruling again? Or this is it.
It's done. Whatever he says is going to happen now.
Yeah, wow. I think it's a year, if not 12, at least 12 games, and I think I think there's a fine added to it.
Because of it's funny. It's because of the length of the contract and because of the way the contract is guaranteed. And there are so many people upset in the league about that contract that they're going to fine him some hefty money for that.
Yeah, I bet you it's a $10 million fine and a year suspension.
And that means he will have played 3 years, right? It'll be 3 years between games. That's a lot of lot of football to sit out.
2 years, Pete. 2 years. Last year and this
but
year.
I'm saying he will have sat out 2 years, but
Yeah.
the last time he had played a game would be 3 years.
That's okay. Fair enough.
And prime years in his play career, too.
Well, and I mean, rust is real. It doesn't just. I'm not a believer. All of a sudden, you just show up and you pick up right where you left off.
Right.
I always thought he was a little overrated anyways. That's just me.
I don't know. He beat this team a lot.
Well, he's good, but I just think he's a little overrated.
Jets quarterback Zach Wilson headed to L.A. for knee surgery. Head coach Robert Saleh optimistic that it's not season-ending, at least was before the trip today. They'll know more when they're in there, apparently, about the severity of bone bruise and meniscus tear, Pete.
Yeah, I watched it live, and I'm like, what is he doing? Go out of bounds. He cut back in. That's how he hurt his leg. He planted and cut back in on a running play. You just don't do that in the preseason. And so it looked bad. And, of course, every Twitter doctor in America had him with a torn ACL before he even left the field. And it turned out to be a bone bruise, meniscus tear, and he's going to have surgery. He'll be back in 4 weeks. And that's a good thing for the Jets.
Yeah, but that hurts him. I mean, that kid needs all the reps he can get. I mean, that's valuable time lost,
Yep.
practice time, preseason games. I mean, he did not have a great year last year. And I know he had a great offseason, and everyone was really high on him, but that hurts them.
By the way, did you see Quincy Williams' cheap shot on Jalen Hurts on the sideline?
Oh, yes. Was that Quincy Williams? I saw the cheap shot.
Yeah.
Why does it not surprise me?
It doesn't.
Wow. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson has set a Week 1 deadline for getting a new contract done. John Harbaugh says it will get done when it gets done. If it doesn't get done before the end of the season, then the Ravens after that would have limited a negotiating window. What do you think happens on this one,
They
guys?
can always tag him, too.
Yeah, at this point, why would you? Why would you do the deal if you're the Ravens at this point? Because you have the tag. It's not like you lose leverage next year. Based on what he's asking for, do you lose any leverage, Pete, if you wait a year?
No, and you might gain some, actually. But here's the thing. He's negotiating his own deal. So if they do a deal that's in favor of the team, they took advantage of him. If they do a deal that he's in favor of him, then the team, bent over for one of their star players. It's a no-win situation for the negotiation. He'll get it. They'll get it done.
So you think a deal will be done before the start of the season?
I do.
Okay.
They love him. They love him.
They got some time.
Well, he's
But
a
I'm with
great
you.
player.
I'd probably be okay if he wanted to go into the season and play it out.
If you're the GM, would you sign him long-term right now?
You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. I mean,
Yeah.
let's put it this way. He's better than Kyler Murray, and the Cardinals signed Kyler Murray to a long-term extension.
I would take Lamar Jackson over Kyler Murray every day. I think Lamar Jackson, I think I would sign him. You have to understand that what you're going to be as an offense.
Yep.
Right.
But he is dynamic, and I think he gets better each year throwing the ball. I like Lamar Jackson. I would sign
And by
him.
the time he's not dynamic, then that'll be the tail end of that contract anyways.
That's right. I would sign him.
15 illegal contact fouls by defensive players were called in preseason Week 1. It's a point of emphasis this preseason. There were only 36 of those penalties called all of the last regular season combined. That's contact within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. That's allowed, but if a defender maintains it beyond 5, it's illegal contact. It had not been called a lot over the last few years. That's a lot.
It's going to be one of those things early in the season. It's going to be overcalled, and it'll be Flag City. And then after about Week 4, if everyone's complaining and it's ridiculous, and then they'll finally get it right, and it'll get down to a normal, and they'll call it right.
Just what the league needs, more reason to have more offense, right? That's what they want.
Yeah, they want points. That's what sells. That's what fans want. They want points.
Yep.
And finally, the playing surface at Soldier Field has come under scrutiny after the Bears win over the Chiefs. Some noticeable divots and patches of missing grass. The NFLPA president, J.C. Tretter's tweeting about it now. It's not the first time we've heard some issues.
There is no excuse for an NFL franchise not to have perfect turf. There's no excuse.
There was an Elton John concert, though.
It's dumb. I don't care. That's ridiculous. You have hundreds of millions of dollars of investment on each side of each sideline. There's no excuse. And by the way,
I agree.
Don't have a concert the night before a game.
Or don't play there. Play somewhere else.
Go somewhere.
I agree.
I don't care where
By the
you
way,
go.
I watched the Raiders-Vikings game yesterday. That field didn't look like it was in great shape either. The one that they supposedly have like 4 fields that go in and out of that place. That one didn't look great yesterday either.
There's just no excuse for it. I'm with J.C. Tretter. I'm with the union on this one. No excuse to endanger guys, earning power in their futures. by stepping in a dang hole and blowing your knee out. Give me a break. It's ridiculous.
There you have it. That's our look around the National Football League. Monday show number 1 in the books. How'd we do tonight?
Can we get
Tony?
can we get a preseason Monday Night Football even though there's no game from you?
No.
Something?
No, there's nothing. No.
No, I don't think so.
No,
We're going to save that
practice.
for the prime time, Pete. I'm looking forward to next week. I thought today was pretty good. I thought I was outstanding.
Well, now you'll have a real stage next week, Tony, because Pete's not here.
Yeah, I mean, outside of me mispronouncing like 18 names today, I thought I was spot on.
It's preseason for everybody.
Pete, I mean, JP, you misread a read. That was
One.
awful.
One.
I killed it. And Pete's Pete.
I just, all I got to say as we wrap up, I miss Urban.
You miss Urban. Pete is sad because he doesn't know who he's going to rip this year yet.
I'll find somebody.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. That's Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli, our entire crew, Joe Fortunato, Brent Reber, Trent Padilla, Gabby Dalton, David Cho, Kate Waskey. I'm JP Shadrick. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time. It's Jaguars Happy Hour.